Today we're going to show you how to change the high limit thermal fuse on your dryer. It's a pretty easy job, only going to need a few tools. Putty knife, 5/16 nut driver, and a 1/4 inch nut driver, and perhaps a pair of needle nose pliers. Let me show you how it's done. The very first thing we do before we begin this repair is disconnect the power to the dryer. If it has a plug on it, simply disconnect the plug and you're safe. If it does not have a plug, find the disconnect switch, turn it off, and verify that power is disconnected to your dryer before you begin. To begin this repair, the first thing we'll need to do is raise the top of the dryer. Now, there's 2 spring clips. Each of them are in about 3 inches from the outside edge. Just take a flat putty knife, locate them, push in and depress the spring, lift up gently on the top and hold it up. Now we'll need something to support the top when we lift it up, either lean it against the wall or have somebody hold it, support it in some manner. Next we're going to remove the front panel, and there's 2 5/16 screws that secure the front panel to the cabinet. They're accessible from the back. We'll need to remove those. We also have the door switch. We'll need to remove the wires on that. And if it has a light in the model that you're working on, you'll need to remove the wires to the drum light. Take note of the location of the wires before you remove them. Either take a picture of it or write it down. Gently lift up on the front panel and unhook the 2 tabs from the bottom. Set that aside. Next we'll remove the front bulkhead. There's 4 5/16 screws that secure that to the cabinet. Pull the drum back from the bulkhead, lift up gently on it, pull forward. You can set aside the front bulkhead. Now with the front bulkhead removed, we have access to the drum and the belt. To remove the drum, we need to release the pressure on the idler pulley. Just locate it just right of center, push it towards the right hand side, roll the belt off of the idler pulley, and now we can lift the drum upwards and forward, and lift the belt off of the drum and set the drum aside. You know, with the bulkhead and the drum removed, we now have access to the thermal fuse located on the left rear. There's 2 1/4 inch hex head screws that secure that to the element housing, and 2 gray wires. We need to remove those 2 wires. They may be on there fairly snug, so you may need a pair of needle nose pliers. Ease those off of there. And take care to re-crimp the end of those spade terminals so they fit tightly when you reinstall them. Remove the old thermal fuse. Take our new one. It's easier probably to insert the screw in the top hole first. I'll tighten that one up until we have the bottom one inserted. Tighten both screws. Reinstall the two wires, making sure that they are tight on the terminals. And now we're ready to reinstall the drum. Before we begin to reassemble the dryer, it'd be a good time to take a vacuum cleaner and vacuum up any lint that's laying in areas inside of the cabinet, just to make sure that we don't have any excess amount in there, which could create a potential fire hazard. Next, we're going to take the drum and the belt. We'll loop the belt around the drum, mainly to use as a lifting support. We'll lift the drum into place and engage the rear rollers in this area of the drum. Now we're ready to reinstall the belt. We need to wrap it around the motor pulley and the idler pulley. We'll do that through the front. We'll put the groove side of the belt around the motor pulley. Pull it across the top, lift up on the idler pulley, wrap the belt around the idler pulley, make sure it's sitting firmly on top of the rollers, and as we turn the drum we should see the blower wheel moving. Now we're ready to put the front bulkhead on. To reinstall the front bulkhead, we basically want to push the bulkhead up against the dryer drum, making sure that the two glides are underneath the lip of the drum. Then we can lift up and install these two tabs, one on each side, into the opening in the cabinet. At the same time, we want to make sure that we engage the blower outlet correctly. Make sure the drum is still sitting on top of the slides. We're ready to install the 4 5/16 hex head screws. Reinstall the wires for the light. Make sure they go through the harness holder. There are two different size terminals, so it's pretty hard to mix these two up. Make sure they fit snugly, and if they don't, just give them a little crimp with a pair of needle nose pliers. Now we're ready to put the front panel on. Now, as we install the front panel, we want to engage two clips around the bottom of the cabinet, two slots in the bottom of the front panel. Tilt the front into place. can reinstall the two 5/16 screws that secure the front panel to the cabinet. Next, we'll reinstall the wires to the door switch. This is where you consult the notes that you made when you took them off. Make sure they're in the proper locations. Make sure they fit snugly. And if not, crimp them with a pair of needle nose pliers. Now we're ready to put the top down. To engage the two alignment tabs, one on each side, the two holes in the bottom of the top. And then two locator tabs on the front. Snap it into place. And our repair is complete.